Yeah, let's first take a look at how the Asian markets have started off this morning, and it's a positive start for the Asian indices on hopes that the US government shutdown is coming to an end, as the Senate will be putting the proposal to vote in just a few minutes from now. The Hang Seng trading with gains of around 0.5%. The recovery, though, is coming from Kospi in South Korea, an outperformer all through the year. Even today, the index trading with gains of around 2.5% in today's session. The Nikkei 2 trading with gains of close to 1%. So good going for the Asian indices. The Dow futures too trading with gains of anywhere between 80 to 100 points on hopes of this shutdown coming to an end. So it's a positive start that the Indian equities are suggesting. Currently, pull up the GIFT Nifty as well. That though has get that graphic out. Of course, there's some issue there, but as of now, the GIFT Nifty, the implied open was suggesting a downtick of anywhere between 15 to 20 points after the weekly loss that we reported last week. But to set you up for today's trade, our research team is right here with the trade setup, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and of course the setup on the FNO side of things as well. First up, Gaurav joins in to get all the market cues we need to watch out for. Gaurav, good morning. What are some of the important cues you're watching out for today?
Well, as when we look at Nifty, in fact, for the last 2 weeks, Nifty has continued its losing streak. And when we look at the performance for the last week, it was down almost by 0.89%. And before that, it was down almost by 0.28%. So definitely, we are seeing Nifty actually being in a bearish zone. Now, from here on, as the next week starts, when we look at the levels, first is that currently we are watching at around 25,500 level, and we will be on the upside. We will be looking at 25,650 as a resistance level. And when we look at support, 25,300 can actually act as some of the support as indicated by the call put writing. When we look at the weekend gone by, we have seen big company like Bajaj Autos actually coming up with the numbers. Along with that, we had companies like Trend, Nykaa. So let's see if such companies and the results, if they are able to push Nifty a bit up, or the market in fact overall. When we look at the Indian industry, there is some relief coming up from the Chinese market as well, because Chinese Commerce Minister has actually suspended new export control which were announced on 9th of October. So definitely that can also act as one of the tailwinds for market. And along with that, when we look at the global markets, we have already seen Asian markets opening in green, but from the US market we are seeing some kind of mixed cues, because Trump economic advisor, although it is likely that the shutdown will close soon, but Mr. Hassett, he said that the GDP could be negative in fourth quarter if the shutdown continues. So definitely that is something that we will be watching out for. And at the same time, Trump on his social media also said that a dividend of at least 2,000 rupees a person will be paid if tariffs continue. So there are some mixed cues which are coming up from the global markets like USA. But as we look at GIFT Nifty, we are seeing some kind of flattish beginning, at least for the day today.
A flat beginning indeed. Let's start off with a negative bias. Gaurav, thank you for that update. Over to Sudarshan now, who joins in with cues from the FNO space. Sudarshan, good morning. What's the FNO data indicating at the start of this week?
So on Friday, we saw a sharp recovery from day's low. But for today, if we go as per the data, it's indicating a start with minor cuts, but with a positive bias. If you take a look at the entire FNO data, so support for Nifty will remain around 25,400. So for now, the range has become from 25,400 to 25,000. On Friday, we have seen a sharp recovery, not only for Sensex and Nifty, but also majorly in the broader markets, and that helped both Nifty Bank and Midcap Index close in the green, and it was a flat close for both Sensex and Nifty. For today, GIFT Nifty is indicating a start with minor cuts. As far as the flows are concerned, on your screen, you will see both FIs and DIs on the buy side, but you'll have to factor in Bharti Airtel's block deal data that we had seen on Friday, that of more than rupees 10,000 crore. As far as the derivative data is concerned, in the index futures, we continue to see FI be on the sell side. On Friday also, they have sold more than rupees 2,700 crore, and now the longs exposure has reduced to 13%. It has been in the range of 13 to 16% for the entire last 1 week. Again, on Friday, we have seen a huge increase on the short side by FIs. They have added almost 14,000 contracts. Now, coming to the options data. On the both call side and put side, we have seen premium falling. For the call side, 25,500 premium has fallen to 101 from 135. On the put side, for both 25,300 and 25,400, premium has seen a sharp fall. So now it's indicating you that for support for Nifty now will hold around 25,400, and resistance will remain around 25,500. So I've taken first support 25,380. If we fail to maintain that, next support comes around 25,200, and resistance resistance 25,540. For Nifty Bank, support would be 57,600, resistance 58,100. I've taken 3 stocks. Gold is back over $4,000. So Muthoot Finance, keep an eye on that. Hitachi Energy had reported a good set of earnings. Even commentary is looking positive. So fresh longs on that. PFC might be under pressure after Q2 earnings.
Thank you for that update. Over to Vinny now, who would list out all the stocks that should be on your radar. You're reacting to results over the weekend as well. Vinny, good morning. What's on your list?
Good morning. Firstly, I'm going to start with Bajaj Auto, in line set of numbers that's coming from the company. But overall, look at the revenue growth, around 14% revenue growth. Profits have seen a growth of around 24% on a year-on-year basis. Margins also at 20.4% versus 20.2%. So largely, that 20% mark is what they've managed to hold. Margins at around this 20.4% is actually a multi-quarter high. Though it is, when you look at it, just a 20-30 basis point increment versus last year, but still good numbers in terms of volume growth as well. Export volumes, that is something that has boosted the growth, so in line numbers there. Trend, good numbers there as well, largely in line with what we could say. Profits of the company seeing a growth of 11%, margins seeing a growth of around 17% as well. EBITDA that came in with a growth of 26.5%, and the company is saying that the operating EBITDA is 14%. Is something that they're watching out for. PAT is lower mainly due to a higher depreciation that we're keeping an eye out on than what the street was expecting. Transformer rectifiers, keep an eye out on that one. Weak quarter that came in from the company. Overall execution seems to be a concern there. Revenues were down by 0.2%. Profits of the company down by 25%. Margins also have seen a contraction. Puravankara, the net losses of the company have widened. 41.79 crores are the losses for Q2 versus just a 16 crore loss last year. Revenues, 29% growth there, but that's not important because we have other factors that we keep an eye out on there. Margins have seen a contraction. Seems like a bit of a weak number there. Kalyan Jewellers, good numbers, 37% growth in terms of revenue, margin 6.3% growth. Profits of the company have seen a growth of 99.5%. Nykaa, strong growth continues for the company at around 25%. We're seeing margins at 6.7% as well. And this mid-digit revenue growth is something that has continued for the last 12 quarters. Newland Labs, good numbers again coming in from the company. Good growth of 64%, margins of 30.4%. Sharp expansion there. And Ratnamani Metals, good top line growth, mainly volumes was leading the growth in terms of realization also. Seems to be a bit under pressure, but good top line growth at around 23%.
Vinny, thank you for that update. Now